So how are you doing, Mr. Matthew?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thank you. Everyone thinks their own website is terrible. Yeah, we love having the competition. It keeps us fresh, and then yeah, for sure, later on, customer service I think will become very much aligned. You've seen it with Marvel a little bit. We're
Yeah,
super excited by superhero films, right?
yeah.
And then all of a sudden we're like, we've kind
Um,
of seen.
okay. So first of all, congratulations for the award that you guys just received from the Harvard Business of, that's
Yeah,
really
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
inspiring
it's
for all the
fantastic.
other AI, people in this industry.
Yeah, absolutely. So we call it, yeah, and NUI, or
Know you.
natural user interface, right? So
I see.
the thought is that it's we've had experience of these user interfaces going back to when computers started. First it was text, and then later on we had the innovation of having Windows and like a desktop you drag around. And
Mhm.
since then we've kind of, we've got touch screens that kind of like a little bit of development on it. But basically the thought is you're still interacting with your computer, with software, with businesses
Mhm.
through this weird user interface, which actually isn't very good. When you talk to people about, you know, can you find information on my website? They'll go, no, no, our
Yeah,
website's terrible. Everyone thinks their own website is terrible,
yeah,
and it's hard to find information, particularly when you're a bigger business and you have multiple products and different departments, and all you want is to answer, I just need to know one question usually.
yeah.
So our innovation is really to turn that round and completely innovate on that. Our innovation, we're trying to empower organizations to, engage, a customer base could be globally, so they can operate in multiple languages wherever they are in the world,
I see.
24/7, in this much more personalized, kind of intimate way. So that's kind of what NUI is. So when I joined DID back in 2020, we had the ability to take a still image and bring it to life. And that's
Mhm.
all it would do. The face would move. And people were like,
True.
wow, amazing. That back then, and it wasn't that long ago, but that was like mind blowing to people. But now that's really normal. It's like enough is constantly staying ahead of the technological curve. So right now, for example, we're able to generate our animations at 100 frames per second. That's one of the reasons why we're able to offer these, digital human assistants and agents who you can talk to, is because we have this incredibly low latency, where we're always working on like the next version of that, and the, a more natural looking version, and a more, a faster version, and integrated to more different tools. And there's always a technological sort of battle. So that's, I think, is one challenge which we've had to overcome. The other, I think, is we offer very broad, we're a platform really. So
Yeah.
it can be used in so many different ways, and there are so many different use cases for these. Because I think that's another challenge we've had, is like to really think about what we're focused on, and where we've ended up is very much focused on this sort of, the customer journey, and helping enterprises and, developers to kind of, to offer these tools to take kind of customer interaction to the next level. So we're really focused on that, basically the funnel, what they call the marketing funnel, from it helping to engage people who don't know about your company, to getting them interested and, understanding what your company does, to converting them to a customer. And then once they're a customer, helping to, interact with them and keep them as a customer, keep them happy and loyal, and, hopefully even talking about your company, and becoming an advocate for you. So that's where we've really focused now, is on this customer journey, and particularly sort of, that the top end of that. I think marketing and sales is really interesting. Um, but there are, yeah, it's so easy to get pulled in lots of different directions. Yeah, we love having the competition. It keeps us fresh, and we feel
Mhm.
like, we have a slightly different niche to our competitors. You know,
Mhm.
we're uh we're not as focused on learning and development. and training, which is, a focus for one of them. We're very much kind of enterprise ready and enterprise friendly, which whereas I think, other competitors are kind of aimed at more of like a prosumer consumer market. So we're very much about, building our products in a way that can be used by really, really large enterprises, and has all the kind of enterprise capabilities that those sorts of businesses want. So I think, it's a very active space at the moment. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of movement, but we've managed to find our niche kind of within that. Yeah, I think one of the things that a lot of marketing people think about is engagement.
Okay.
It's really busy out there, right? We all
Yeah.
see so much media in our lives on our feeds, and there's just so much content. So being able to cut through and engage with users, I think, is really, really important. And one of the ways you do that is by personalizing, by
Agree.
localizing. So I
Yes.
think using but both DID's video creation tools, but also these agent tools now. So when I go to a website, I know I'm thinking making it up here, but like I'm marketing a film, say, right?
Mm.
They're high level talent, and probably as a marketeer, I'm only get a small exposure to them. I can only get them for a small amount of time. This applies to a lot of businesses who like might have maybe a football player as a brand ambassador, or an
Right.
influencer, but they get very limited amount of time with them. One of the things we can bring to marketers is like, well, if you film with them to an agent,
Okay.
DID agent, and they are available 24/7 to your
Yes.
customer in any language. So
Yeah, in
suddenly now,
that language.
this
I mean,
famous caller can become, the front for your campaign, and not just in adverts and in passive media, but also
mm,
in engagement and active media. So I think that's one way in which we add a lot of value. I think there's also, further down, so that's kind of more at the awareness stage of marketing, but also at the when people come to your website, want to know more information, you can provide that in a more interesting, compelling, personalized, intimate way. And then for
so,
sure, later on, customer service, I think, will become very much aligned. I think we think that like
mhm,
ordinary people still aren't using, seeing these digital humans on a daily basis. We're not used to it. So I think that's part of our vision will be this will become normalized. It'll be expected to have, when I go to a website or even maybe software, that I will have not only written help, but I'll also have a little digital human there who I can talk
mm,
to, get advice from, really good information, the right answers when I need them instantly. And I think the other thing we're looking at is a much more kind of emotionally um, appropriate. Like at the moment, when you talk to an AI, it's very flat. It's like one tone.
yeah.
Actually, AI should start to learn and understand when we're happy, when we're frustrated, when we're sad, when we're bored, and you know, making them emotionally intelligent as well as Yeah, we're lucky in the sense that we don't generate images.
I see.
What we deal with is people, and the people customers could either bring their own images, which they need to have licensed,
Mhm.
We have off the shelf, 60, 70 avatars which you can use, and obviously they're all paid,
Okay.
fairly. We have contracts with them. They're getting paid the kind of market rate for that. So yeah, this is not a problem for us. But what I would say is I think that this is a necessary phase that the industry is going through, because people who've contributed need to be paid, right? I'm old enough to remember when sampling first started happening in music back in
I
the
see.
late 80s, and people weren't paying for samples initially. They were just like
Yeah,
sampling
yeah.
from here and they're turning it into another song. The original artists weren't getting paid. Very quickly, in fact, they process were put in place, and now when you sample someone, which is very normal, they get part of the royalties, they get some of the publishing credits, they make money. And that's the way it should be. So I think
Yeah.
we're just going through that phase at the moment with this technology, and eventually in a year, maybe 2 years, who knows, but there'll be some process by which people who've input artistically will get some kind of, or should get some kind of recompense. Yeah, I mean, we're getting what we have heard from our customers is uh, for sure people are saving money. I mean, that's one of the things, the main reasons why people sort of came to us in the first place was because the cost of creating video is so expensive.
Agreed.
Which I mean, we also have to create video. We have to go and film with our avatars. So,
Mm.
I was just filming this week, but there's the location, the lighting, the camera, makeup,
Yes.
so it's a very expensive process. So that's one of the big bits of feedback we're getting is it's reducing cost. And not just reducing the cost of making, but that allows people to make more. So people are making a lot more content in more
Content.
languages and more appropriate for the audiences that they're trying to reach. And then in terms of agents, it's a slightly newer product for us. But what we are seeing is like better conversions. So people are more engaged. They're more like to click. They're more like to buy when there's one of these digital human avatars because they're just getting their questions, answer them more. They're able to do it more naturally. They're not going back to what we were talking about, having to navigate
Yes.
submenus and submenus.
Correct.
So those are the advantages we're seeing. Yeah. Well, I mean, so there's two things I think. So let's just talk about how our technology facilitates creativity. So going back to the cost question we just talked about, if it costs me, I don't know, $10,000 to do a shoot, just a really simple one in a studio, that's a
Yes.
limitation for someone creative. The fact that they can now on their own without having to pay, bring lots of people into the mix and pay lots of money, can now create their vision, tell their story. So that's how all this AI, these AI tools are helping people's creativity. They're freeing the shackles. Like there's always been a difference between people who are the creators, the storytellers, coming up with the ideas, how the innovators, and the people who are the craftspeople, people who then you have to bring in because you don't understand 3D modeling or you don't have a recording studio or you don't. So it's the democratization of that. It's the allowing almost anyone with a vision and with an idea and with a story to tell can now grab these tools and tell that story without having lots and lots of gatekeepers along the way.
Yes.
You know, if you reduce the budget, then you don't have to go out and persuade someone to pay for it,
True.
and maybe have to compromise on your vision because the person paying for it says, well, you can do it, but I want you to do it this way, or we need this to be in it. So this thing of like being able to get rid of gatekeepers and fulfill your vision just using your own ideas is what the reason why AI is really important in the creative space. To your point about like, and I don't think that's going to go away because in the end, it's really only humans who understand the human story and also what's interesting and what's not interesting. We get bored very quickly. Like you've seen it with Marvel a little bit. We're
Yeah.
super excited by superhero films, right? And
Yes.
then all of a sudden we're like, I've kind of seen the
Modern
story.
way.
To always stay on the cusp of like where the zeitgeist is, to know where the next thing is going to be that's interesting is a uniquely human thing to do. It's just I don't believe that's something that AIs will ever be able to do because they're not human and they don't live in our world. They're
Yeah.
tools for us to use. Yeah, I mean, I just think I've always said I don't know if you've ever seen Succession. It's a TV show about really, really rich people, and
Mhm.
you see these super rich people, and they have lawyers and PR people and people taking photographs and people filming them and people helping them with every single like people cooking their food, people helping them with every aspect of what they do professionally and personally.
Yeah.
And normal people don't have access to that. we have to wait online, and we have to hold to speak to a customer representative, and we have to, we have all, we don't know everything we need to know about the law, or how we could be, how we do this or that, the other. So I think where this is going is that we will all have like an AI personal helper, personal assistant, which is an AI
I
which
see.
is connecting and going out into the world and helping us get the things done that we want to do. And it's interconnected. It's going and making phone calls for us. It's going,
Yes.
booking us tickets and organizing things, and helping us also ideate.
Great.
We're going to have our own personal AIs who we can,
Uh,
our own personal agents who will do things and help us. So this is a really critical thing for us. It's something we focused on, and we saw this, right from the beginning, right from when we started. Our actual origins were in privacy. So we started
okay.
off with like we would take people's faces and slightly change them, the images, so that they couldn't be scraped online by bots and by image recognition software. So we were like all about protecting people's privacy, and we've retained that kind of ethical thing through in our DNA all the way through. So obviously the issue for us, or could be an issue, is one where people take an image of someone famous, they use it to create an avatar and create a video of
Yes.
that person saying things which is misinformation or fake, or harmful in some way. So we have several ways we get around that. So we have like moderation tools. So you can't upload a picture, I don't know, of President Biden, say, or so one, we don't let that. Two, when people are writing the text that they want the character to say, we have moderation on that, so they're not creating content which is harmful, or has racial slurs in it, or all these kinds of problems. So that's another thing we do. Likewise with voice, if you're adding voice, we require people to have a disclaimer at the beginning. So when they upload their voice sample, they have to say at the beginning, I have permission, this is my voice, I know it's going to be, they give permission. So it's all permission
Great.
based, and also very transparent at the other end. So we embed, a little logo in our videos that says, either DID or AI. So people, when they're watching the content, know it's AI generated. They know that it's not, we're not pulling the wool over anyone's eyes. We're not confusing anyone. So this is a process we've been going through, and we're bringing in more and more and more safeguards as we develop our technology. But yeah, it's an absolutely core part of what we believe. Yeah, I would say, move fast. It's an old rule. It's still very important. You need to, work hard, work hard and move fast, because the world is changing so quickly all the time. You need to be constantly showing value, which is what we're very, very focused on, like bringing value to our customers. And to do that, you need to be very quick on your feet. So that would be the main thing, just like move quickly.
From my end, thank you so much. Thank you. It's amazing. It's intriguing to just get to know more about the idea and your future plans. Good luck, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good to speak to you.
Okay.
Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye.